This is going to be Monday, August 13th. Why, yes, it is Monday the 13th. And we are going to get into setting up our notebook and fun stuff from there. We just turned in the yellow sheet. For those of you who are at home with your yellow sheet, you've learned that it was quite the painful thing, but it made you a better person. Unless you cheated off someone, then for shame on you, they've robbed you of wonderful learning. So we covered that, the yellow sheet, and then we're going to get into the stuff. Wherever you are going to write down homework assignments, go to that now, because we're going to be putting 2 homework entries into it. If you're at home, then you can do the same thing. I'm going to go ahead and officially assign you 2 homework assignments. We'll do it from there. The 2 homework assignments that you are going to have, one is due tomorrow, one is going to be due Thursday. The one that is, we'll do the one Thursday first. The one that's due Thursday is called class names, and you're going to be putting it into your notebook. So class names, due Thursday, in notebook. I'll give you the directions for that assignment at the end of class, and we're going to get there in a little bit. So that one, just know the fact that class names is due Thursday. That one's easy. I'm going to give you all the answers. It's just for me, requires you to pay attention for it to happen. The other assignment is called 5 pictures. 5 pictures is due tomorrow. 5 pictures is slightly more challenging, but also more fun. What you are going to do for the 5 pictures assignment that is due tomorrow is you are going to have to find 5 pictures of things that you enjoy, and you are going to print them out and bring them into school. You can either use magazines. Magazines are like a paper version of the internet with a really bad search function. Or you can use the actual internet and find pictures. So you're either going to find a picture of a movie you like, TV show, famous person, rapper, food, color, video game, whatever. 5 different things that you like. And you're going to print them off and you're going to bring them in. When you print them, your pictures should not be very large. All 5 of your pictures combined are going to go onto a piece of paper about this size. Because you're going to be putting them onto like this big note cardy thing I have for you. You're basically creating like a creepy little friend board. So you're just going to have like your name on there, and then things that you like, and like things that describe you. But all of your pictures go onto here. So if you print 5 full-size giant pictures, they're not going to fit on here because they're too big. So make sure they're just like the right size to go on there. Your 5 pictures, by the way, cannot all be of the same thing. You have to find 5 different things. Even if you eat, drink, live, and every day is nothing but Fortnite, you're going to have different things on there. You can't just have the Fortnite symbol, and then a picture of someone building, and then the submachine gun that's on there, and then your favorite skin from, I think, the 2nd season, the Black Knight. And then you're going to have to actually have 5 different things. What if that's all I care about? Well, then you probably have issues, and we're going to try and help you out. But you can do Fortnite, and then Mountain Dew, because that's what keeps you going all night while you're playing, and then Cheetos, because that makes, no Cheetos, that makes your hands dirty while you're playing it. Dorito, no, that's also going to be bad. Potato chips, because you love those while you're also playing. Your favorite pajamas while you're playing all night. PS4, because that's what you played on. Whatever. So you're going to have all those different things you're going to print off and then bring those in. If you have no way of printing things, because your printificator thing is broken at your house, in that case, you can send them to me, and I will print them for you. But it costs you 1 point. It drops you down to a 4 out of 5 as opposed to a 5 out of 5. Unless you're responsible enough to bring me a note. You bring me a note from the big people in your house that says, hey, we have no printer, and then I will print them for you for free because you're responsible. That's the homework that's due tomorrow. Either from magazines or from the internet, print them out. Questions over that? Yeah, Jessica.
Can I be your own pictures?
Absolutely. If you want to go around and just take pictures of things in your house, that's fine. There's my dog, and there's a bug, and that's all fine. You can print those off too. That's my favorite bug. I love that bug the most. I have no problem with that either. Then, yay. Then, keep the iPad to the side. We're going to come back to that in a moment. But if you were writing this down somewhere else, you can push that over somewhere. All right. So I did not officially activate this with you guys yet. All right. Did we start talking about the rewards you get as you make good choices?
Yes.
No.
Did we get to like when you get to 50 points, you get to choose your own seat?
Yes.
Apparently. So the good things that happen to you, you don't spend these points. They just happen to you automatically. So as you gain points, like when you get to 30 B points, you can bring in a pillow every day to class and just like sit on like, my chair's so hard. And you can sit into it every day, and that is fine with me. You don't spend the points, you just get to keep doing it. When you get to 50 points, you get to choose your own seat in class. And the way that works is you get to boot another kid out. So if Jerry wants to take Forbes' seat, Jerry comes in, and you only do it on Mondays. Now at the beginning of class on Monday, I was like, who has points and wants to change seats? And Jerry would be like, booyah! And then Jerry gets to say, I'm going to take Forbes' seat. And if Forbes has under 50 points, you can't stop him. And Jerry takes your seat, and you go to his old seat. And then Jerry's just like, booga, 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 booga. And he gets to keep that seat. How long? Forever. Or until he chooses to move again, because I have some kids who choose to move every week. They're like, I'm going around the world. And so every week they move to a new seat. Or until you're an idiot and I have to move you. Because some kids go and sit next to their best friend. They're like, doggy, 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 doggy. And I'm like, well, you're a moron. Out you go. Then I move you again. So otherwise, you get to keep that seat forever and ever. The only way that Forbes can stop it from happening is if Forbes gets to 50 points also. So if Jerry's like, I'm going to take your seat. And Forbes goes, 52 points. Booyah. Now all of a sudden you've stopped him. Until Jerry gets to 100 points. And then Jerry's like, I laugh at your 52. And so it keeps going up by 50 from there. So that becomes most kids' main goal is to get to 50 points. At 75 points, you can spin 5. I basically have what's a treasure box. I have more toys that can fit on my wall, so I put them in a box. I also don't eat candy, but I have a lot of people who give me candy, so I put it into a box. And so I have a whole box just full of candy and toys. You get to spend 5 points and just go, raga, 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 whoopee, and you pull it out and you get to have that free whatever it is. And then 200 points, you get to write on the 8th grade area because you're that special. Because few kids get to be that good where you get to 200 points. But if you do, that makes you awful darn diggly special. That's the good stuff and the bad stuff and all the things in between. Questions from any of that? John?
What's the mint game?
When you get to 100 points, basically there's a way to get the mint. I keep mints like these, monkey treats. I call them that because when the kids get them, they start like, they act like little monkeys, so I just call them monkey treats. But when you get to 100 points, you have a chance to win a mint every day. There's a little card game you play. Solid question. Officially, we are activating B points in this class. So now when you make poor choices, I get to torture you. Let the fun begin. Fun for me and the good kids. Not so fun for the bad kids, but those kids anyway. All right, so I definitely have not talked about this with you guys yet. I have issues. I know. I've been hiding them really well. But when I was a kid, my mom would rename my friends. We had a friend named Jeff. I remember we brought him over one day and I was like, Mom, this is my friend Jeff. And my mom looked at him and she just went, no, that's Doug. We went, no, this is Jeff. He's been Jeff his whole life. She goes, no, that's not his name. His name is Doug. And we went, yes it is. And so we started calling him Doug from then on out. Apparently, that's genetic and it's influenced me. Because when I became a teacher, I realized some of you have the wrong name. And so it's up to me to give you the correct name. And so I will be renaming some of you. And what will happen is, as I figure out that your name is incorrect, I will be giving you a new name. As the week goes along and you pay attention to the kids who write up there, a lot of times the names they use to write will not be normal looking names. Like the kid up there today that says Tiny Writing. Tiny Writing was not his real name. That was his nickname. And what happens is, once I've decided that your new name, and it could be Jimmy, it could be Pickles, it could be Tiny Writing. I have no idea. It's just whatever is in your soul that speaks to me, and I figure out what that name is. If I give you a name and you don't like it, let me know. But make sure you let me know quickly. If you wait a long time, it's going to get locked into my brain. And there's a lot of crazy there, so it's hard to pull back out. But if I start calling you Twinkles, and you're like, I don't want to be a Twinkles, then you need to make sure you tell me. Because if you wait 3 weeks in, I'm sorry, you're Twinkles forever. Because once I rename you, I get rid of whatever your old first name was. I stop using it. You can use your new name on tests and quizzes and all of that. You also can't request a nickname. Not because I'm mean, I am, but it's because that's just not the way my brain works. If you tell me, I'm Bubba, all my friends call me Bubba, that's fascinating. But you're not Bubba to me because that's also not the right name that's in my soul. So you can't really request it. Oh, if I give you a nickname, it doesn't mean I like you. And if you never get one, it doesn't mean I don't like you. Some kids annoy me, but their parents name them wrong, so I'll rename you. Other parents or other kids, you will get a nickname or whatever. Oh, along those same lines, when will they start happening? probably this week, as I start figuring out who some of you are. This week, next month, Christmas time, it just depends. Eventually your real name will speak to me and we'll figure out what it is. Also, when I talk to your parents, I will use your nickname because I will forget your real name. And yes, it does become awkward sometimes because I've had conversations with parents. I'm like, Timmy does a wonderful job in class. And they'll go, who's Timmy? And I'm like, your son. He's in my 6th grade, like, Jonathan? I'm like, who's Jonathan? You mean Timmy? And so that becomes the best. My favorite is when parents email me using your nickname. And they're like, this is Picklehead's mom. And I'm like, yay! And that's just the way life goes. So I figure it's, you'll know you have a nickname when I look at you and I keep referring to you. I'm like, Twinkles! Twinkles! And they're like, who? I guess that's me now. So that's how you'll know when it happens. So, welcome to crazy. Weekly calendar. Those of you playing the home game, hang on. We're going to go for a trip. Whee! We're going to try and not get Mrs. Bolio on the camera as we can see. Skills. Got it. All right, so what we have here is our weekly calendar. And so I put this up here every week. 1, I expect you to use my weekly calendar. 2, I fully understand that many of you are lazy and will not. But for those of you who do use it, here's how my weekly calendar works. I don't give pop quizzes or pop homework. All of my quizzes and homework I figure out at the beginning of the week. So you'll know on Monday if you have any homework for my class or quizzes coming up. By looking up there, you can see today, yellow sheet was due, and I assigned the ones there. Anything at the top of a day means that homework is due on that day. Anything on the bottom of a day means I'm assigning it that day. So when you come in today, you'll see the fact that I assigned 2 homework assignments today. If you go the rest of the week, there was no homework assigned any other day this week. And as far as when is it due, you can look up there. Due day on that day, due on that day. Excuse me. If I have a quiz or a test, it'll be written in big letters right across there. So you'll always know if you have some assignment due for me by looking over there. I also put stuff like the school dance on there, and then the back to school nights, so any big events coming up, you can look on there too. Now going back this way. Landing. The way that's going to affect you is, because I expect you to use that, if you come in and ask me, Mr. Broviak, do we have homework due today? What I hear is, Mr. Broviak, I'm incredibly lazy. Will you lie to me today? And the answer is, yes. Yes, I will. If you ask me if homework is due, I will make up an assignment. And I'll just tell you, yeah, we had that short essay. There's 3 paragraphs. You had to tell me about your favorite animal. We're giving them in small little speeches today. I think you signed up to go 4th. You're ready, aren't you? And you'll go, blink, blink. What? And I'm like, good luck. You still have a couple more minutes when you get ready. You're like, oh, okay. And then you'll start working. Now, the handful of smart kids will go, but it's not on the board. I go, I know. That's because you're a moron. It's okay. Why would you ask me if it's written right there? Because I'm really lazy? Absolutely. Have I ever gotten a kid to actually do an assignment? Yeah, and it's great, especially when other kids join in. He's like, yeah, mine's done. Mine's about my cat. And I'm like, see, that kid's is done. The kid's like, mine's about a puppy. And so we all start going and we have a kid write their homework. And the best part is when I don't collect it, the entire class, like, you never collected the homework. And I'm like, what homework? Torturing lazy kids is so much fun. Over here, for those of you on the camera, just imagine, it's over this way. On the bottom of the flag, I post your grades every week. There's one over here that says, like, for you guys, it'll be period 6. It has your current grade in class and your current B points. Not listed by your name, listed by your student ID number. And so you just, whatever you use for like lunch in the library, that's what you type in, you'll find it over there. I update that every Monday. Can we just look on Skyward? Yes, you can look on Skyward. But I've discovered once again that most kids are lazy. And they're like, typing it into Skyward, that's so much work. And you can just come over there and take a look, and that's fine with me. As of now, you don't have to look there because you already know your grade for my class. Did you turn in your notebook and picture last week? You have an A. Did you not turn in your picture last week? You have an F. Did you turn in your picture today instead? You have an A-. Ta-da! That's your current grade in class. Your B points, how many B points did every kid start with? That's how many B points you have. Now, next Monday, that'll change. as we have grades come in, so you guys make good choices and bad choices, things will start to change as we move forward, but as of now, that's where you can find us. Here's where your iPad comes in. We are going to use the Remind app. So go to where you download the App Store, and you're going to download an app called Remind. Some of you, your parents might have already made you do this because I emailed them over the weekend. In that case, just go ahead and open it so you can follow along with us and stuff like that. Others of you, you're going to try to get into it, find the Remind app. If you've used it in the past, then you're going to have to log back into it. In order to do it, two things. One, you have to have an email address that you can check. So make sure whatever email address you can check via your iPad. Two, when you sign up, it's going to ask for your birthday. The reason it asks for your birthday is in order to send me messages, you have to be at least 13 years old. Because I will send this out to send messages to you. Like tonight for the homework, I will send a reminder tonight with telling you what the homework is again with the directions. But let's say you're like, Mr. Brovicast, can I have pictures of 5 different video games? But you think of this at 7 o'clock tonight. In order to be able to send that message to me, you have to be 13 years old. What if we're not 13 years old? In that case, you're out of luck, unless you lie about your age and say you're 13 years old. Mr. Brovicast, are you telling us to do that? No, I would never tell you to do something like that because that would be awful. But if you feel the need to do something like that, I completely understand. Because if not, you will not be able to send me messages. But if deep down that hurts you to make a choice like that, I understand, I can forgive you. It just means you can't send me messages until you get to be 13 years old. When you get to the part that says, join your first class, this is the code for the class, B-R-O-V. If you've already joined Remind, B-R-O-V. Yeah, although you can also find other teachers. There's a search function on there where you can find your other, like Mrs. Randall has one, the PE teachers have one, a lot of math teachers have one, and you can join their Reminds too. And that way when they get to it, you can be like, I've already joined because I'm super special, yo. And then you'll be good to go. But it's just B-R-O-V for my class. In a moment, I'm going to be sending our first message so that you can figure out how this works. Oh, and one more thing. Make sure your notifications are turned on. Because if your notifications are not turned on, you'll never get the messages. It's just like Snapchat. If you don't have notifications turned on for Snapchat, you'll never know when someone's sending you a streak and your streak's going to die and it's going to be embarrassing. So make sure you turn on notifications.
Teacher.
Did you figure it out, John?
Yes.
All right. There. And then let's send you a message. Test message.
Also, if I put in stuff to put in things. Slash. I have one question.
Just one? Yes.
I don't know how to put in the slash.
You don't. Just type the next number, it goes automatically. Nope, that's not the word. Remember.
Wait, is there other people in this class too?
What's the class code?
All of my English classes are in there. Yeah. But except you guys don't talk to each other, it just talks to me. So it's like one big boring group chat. Yeah, I know. Yes.
I can't walk in.
What is the class code? Look.
Sorry. Because you're trying to log in, you have to create. No, bad.
Wow.
Create.
Okay.
Sign in.
Started.
Try that. Okay. At all?
Right.
Yeah, you have Apple ID. If not, then you get it tonight. Oh.
Oh, I need to know almost everyone else's thing, which is really stupid. Push notifications. Phone number, password. Why did they pick Apple iPad?
Like an owl outside class.
It says this.
We recognize it. Yes, now you have to go to that email and hit the button they sent you. Alright, I know, those of you playing the home game, this is really boring, but we'll get there in a second. Alright. Let me send your first message to make sure you're getting it.
An actual guru.
Oh, we got that.
I want to let me create it. Ow. This one could be.
Alright, I'm now sending your message. Hopefully it pops up with a warning or tells you something. Send. There you go. Alright, so there you go. Hello, Jerry.
There's a test.
Shh, don't tell everyone the code.
I didn't get it.
Start cheating. Alright. For some of you, drool a lot. It depends. Alright, now,
I can't. I knew that.
moving on. Now, if you've signed up, good job. You can move the iPad off the side. If not, then congratulations, you've given yourself one.
Let's just start a new thing.
If you are over 13, then it allows you to respond to that message. Once I've sent that out, if you have a question, you just hit reply to it. That reply just goes to me, not to everyone. And then it sends that message to me, and then I can go back to you guys, and so on and so forth. So it just becomes a way of sort of like a little texting thing back and forth. With your notebooks, now the next part. The notebook for my class, we're going to go ahead and set that up. I'm going to give you a marker so that you can write this information on the outside front cover. Hiccup, sorry. Notebook, here's what you're going to do. On there, the first thing you're going to want to do on your notebook is you're going to make sure you write my name really large. Not because I'm important, although I really am, but this makes your life much easier. If you ever lose your notebook somewhere, kids can return it. Not every kid in the school knows who you are, but pretty soon they will know who I am. I'm rather infamous. So if they have a notebook with my name on it, they'll give it to me. Your first and last name is on there so that I can return the notebook to you. So you want my name really big and your name really large. And then the A153 is just so kids know what room to bring it to. English is to help you so that you know what notebook it is so you don't forget. And then Heroes is just makes life easier. Alright. I saw someone had the all black notebook. There we go. Jonathan, or John. Let me toss that one to you. That should work from there. Otherwise, I have blue and black ones that I can toss at you guys. I need a blue.
Here's silver.
I also need a marker. If you have your own, that's fine. What we can do is after he gets out that silver one, we can give it to you. Or you can try blue. That's fine. We judge your plastic. See the blue, see if it shows up.
Do you have any colors besides black?
I have blue, and I have some other colors too.
We can use a couple.
No, wait, you never told us
Black one
anything
you said?
about. By the way,
Almost. Another one. There. Nailed
you
it.
got me in the head.
There. You want to get it? Nice. So writing it big, large, easy to find. I got excited.
We need blue. Mia. Mia needs blue.
Blue.
Listen, let's just see if the thing works.
I need a different or a D.
Who needs black? I need blue.
Then once you're done, bring it back up to me. We're going to move on here in just a moment.
Am I allowed to throw?
No. Goodness gracious. You looked way too excited to throw that at me. I mean, I understand completely, but still.
Everyone is.
We all want to throw things at you.
Wow. I can barely read my own name now on the thing.
Then, once we've done that, thank you, sir. Thank you. Turn one page. Because you have cardboard or plastic or whatever your first thing is on one side, and then you have all stripy pages on the other side. We are going to cross out this first page. Big X on there. I don't like that first page. There's a giant X on there. If you're not sure how to spell that, spell X-ray and then leave off the last 3 letters. But you're just going to cross out that first page. We have cardboard on one side and then paper on the other with a giant X on it. You'll want to be careful, Reagan.
This was an entire essay that took me 3 years. Wait. Yeah, no. This is about a dead child.
Right. Then, once you've done that, we are going to turn the next page. So once you've done giant X, turn one page. Then you're going to have the table of contents we're going to set up here. If you can't see my table of contents, I can help you out. Pop it up there. Woo. So that allows you to see my table of contents. If you have trouble, I can focus it in. Yeah, there you go. And that focuses in and help you a little bit. It's not magic, it's just a control. He's a witch! I am, but that's not why. Before you begin, well, one, this is where pencil would come in, because if you mess up, it's easier to erase pencil than pen. But if you can guarantee, Mr. Brovicast, I'm not going to mess up, then you commit to pencil, and I like that. But as far as what we're going to do, this is the foldy thing in the middle of the book. Top left, on that whole top part, you're going to write table of contents, homework on the left, and then table of contents, bell work on the right. Then here's the part that people are going to mess up. That first line going across, or right below that first line, you're going to write the word date. But you are going to write it all the way over. There's like a red line. It should go between red line and edge of paper. Write the word date. D-A-T-E. Not today's date. That is in someday I want to go on a date.
No, thank you.
On just the other side of that red line, you're going to have the word number. You're just going to write the word number. Then you go to the middle of that line, and you're going to write the word title. And then between, it looks like a pink line, it's like the red line from the other side. You're going to write the word page all the way to the right as far as you can. Then you go to the other side of that, and you're going to do the same thing. Date between those two right there, number, title, page. I'm going to come around with my kid poking stick, because you're going to keep it open the entire time and not close your notebook, so I can make sure you set it up correctly. My favorite thing is after sending out those weird messages, I have parents that are now replying to my reminders. What are you talking about, crazy person? I'll try not to judge you too much. Alright, around. Don't forget the part at the top where it says table of contents, homework, table of contents, forward. You're going to move this page all the way over. Yay.
I can grab that. Page.
Yay. Yay. Same thing over here.
I think you're going to just make sure it's sad.
Just say the table of contents forward. Same stuff. Yay. 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 So much. Yay.
Can I go sell some trash?
Recycling, yeah. Open it up and see inside again. Good. This time write it in English. You can actually read it and then we good to go. Keep it open. Or you keep using it. Still, yeah. Well, still gotta write in cursive and green. Once you've done that page, you are going to turn one page. My daughter painted my nails, and they look pretty. We'll finish out the rest of this tomorrow, because we're not quite yet. So we're at the class names, homework assignments. I'll give to you tomorrow because it goes in here. What is it that is due tomorrow?
5 pictures.
5 pictures. We will get to the picture of you tomorrow. We're just a little behind, but we will get to all of that. Take off.